Are we good now,
I
Hunter?
love it.
Are we free to start the Duck Call Room podcast?
Oh,
Hunter?
boy.
We're free to start, and
I'm
we actually
excited.
have a plan today.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We
Maybe,
have
hey,
a plan.
You must have one because
For the first time in the history of the Duck Call Room podcast, there is a single note that has been taken,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it will be talked about today. I don't know if it's in the first one, but we do have somewhat of an outline in the form of a single note, which we'll get to later. But Rucker's in the house, everybody.
B. Ruck.
We
Welcome
have
back.
guests.
Welcome
When
back.
I'm here, that means that literally nobody else was available to be here today.
That's not.
No, that's not true.
I mean, it's kind of true, but
I mean,
No.
hey, I'll say this: you've become the first alternate.
hey,
You're up there.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like the seventh member of the Duck Call Room.
right. That's like the third string quarterback that's first on the practice team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they generally make like all-state academics.
Hey, but you know what? They make six figures too. They're doing good.
So look, it ain't nothing to sneeze at.
I hate to break it to you, buddy, but
I got
ain't
bad
nobody
news.
in here making six figures.
No.
Well, maybe
Well,
one of them,
except-
No, I ain't. Hey,
but not from this room. He
No.
has to make it collectively.
Yeah.
It ain't none
He's
of
got to go out.
Yeah.
It's not happening here in the Duck. But thanks for listening, like, and subscribe so one day Rucker can
Like,
be making
and at
it.
this point, like, subscribe, and book us to come to your place.
We'll be there in a hurry.
And if you're interested in Godwin, you can find him on Cameo.
And if you want Si, I'm like,
Does Godwin
way
have a
cheaper.
cameo?
Yes, you can. We can get you a Godwin cameo for like your birthday or something. Right?
Oh man,
How funny would that be?
that would be funny.
Just get.
I would
Bring
probably
it on.
just, I would probably, I'd probably just text him and be like, hey,
you got
He'll
to
call you.
explain something.
Yeah.
What was all this note business you was talking about?
It's
Nope.
up under his computer.
Oh, the introduction.
this is going to be John David's attempt to
So
debunk.
you're talking
some-
music.
no. This is Jay Stone's attempt to debunk.
Now,
something.
to be fair, we're not MythBusters.
When we're not Mythbusters, we have we just go with what the people
A
say.
few of us do believe in mythical creatures. but
Right? Yeah.
We are not MythBusters.
They're not mythical if they're real.
That's
So
right, if
They're not
real,
mythical if they're real.
we
Also,
believe in creatures. Sorry,
a conspiracy theory. Isn't a conspiracy if it's true.
it's a theory.
That's right.
It's not even a theory.
Right.
It's just historical fact.
Are we diving down conspiracy theories and myth?
Do you have
yeah,
one you need
yeah.
to talk about?
No, that's what I was fixing to ask you. Are we going light today, or do we want to get heavy?
Well, considering three of us in here is over 250 pounds, we're probably going to be heavy.
We're starting
Okay.
heavy.
Time out.
Right.
Two of you.
Yeah.
I've left that group.
240,
No, you hadn't.
230.
230.
Okay.
I'm so hungry.
Heaven-
But that's what I'm saying. You don't look healthy.
Excuse
You look
my
pale.
ignorance. I
You
apologize.
look like you haven't had any nourishment.
I haven't.
No,
But
since there's four of us in here,
there is four.
that's why I said, do we want to go light stuff or do we want to go heavy stuff?
But we're going to do some mixed martial arts today.
Oh,
In-
so is that the note you're talking about?
In person?
Sign me up.
Well, I mean, he's got to try.
He's got
like,
a black belt.
if he's
in
got,
what?
Hold on.
I don't need.
Okay, so here's the note. So Stone comes in.
Mhm.
Rucker, I don't know if you watch the Duck Call Room podcast. It's available where all your podcasts are, YouTube, all the places
I watch it every time an episode comes out.
that you're on.
I mean, anytime I'm mentioned.
Well, that's
Okay.
he watches same day on those.
yeah,
The
yeah.
other ones he catch them when he catches.
Yeah,
Sir, I agree with this and don't
Oh.
hold you, nothing against you for it. But Stone said you've showed up to the jujitsu gym
Mhm.
and he's like, yeah, except one thing he said that made us all pause.
Mhm.
And this is where my note comes in. Rucker, black belt, taekwondo,
Mhm.
question mark?
Senior second degree black belt.
Oh, see, we're going to need,
So do y'all
ahead.
want the story? Do you want me to tell you how that's possible?
yes.
Okay, great. If you've ever listened to my testimony, you'll hear me talk about taekwondo heavily in my early years. I didn't play football. I didn't play basketball. What I did was martial arts. This all got spanned or spurred on due to my love for the Ninja Turtles as a young child. It's true. I'm just telling you
Hold
facts.
on.
Do you
Hold
have
on.
Do you have nunchucks?
No.
Do
no,
you
no,
have
no.
a favorite Ninja Turtle?
Taekwondo is hand and foot combat. There's no weapons.
But
But even Ninja Turtles, the weakest one had a stick.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah,
favorite Ninja Turtle, though. That's important.
Well, it's
Hey,
easy. It's
Wait a minute.
Michelangelo.
Are you implying something by you saying the weakest one had a turtle or stick?
I'm just saying.
The
Oh,
purple.
well, okay. All right. I was just, yeah.
Yeah, Donatello.
Donatello weakest one.
Donatello.
Donatello is the weakest one.
Okay.
And you're probably a Raphael guy.
I'm a Raphael guy.
You red.
You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see a Raphael guy from across the room.
So you are blood.
No,
Oh.
absolutely not.
Well, I mean, red.
Yeah, that was before any of the colors came into play in my life. You know what I mean?
But you are Raphael.
Actually, funny story. Whenever I was a kid, my favorite color was red, primarily because of Raphael. And I would wear red all the time in my neighborhood until I learned that that was a bad idea and that we are not allowed to wear red in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
Y'all were Leonardo people.
Leonardo people.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm more of a Michelangelo fella myself.
Yeah,
It
that
should
man-
come to no shock to anybody.
That man loved pizza.
My
I'm
question
in.
is, why did you choose the taekwondo?
So I don't, really, I don't remember how that happened. Like, I don't remember choosing. I think my mom and my grandma were just like inquiring about karate, different stuff like that, because it's something I wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
And so they put me in it. And I actually became a black belt before my 13th birthday. And I was number 1 in the nation in forms, number 1 in the nation in free design, and number 3 in the nation in sparring. We did a bunch of different tournaments all the time. And there was a family there that kind of took me in, took care of me and stuff. Actually, Taekwondo was so we were so poor that we didn't have any money for like a memorial service or a funeral for my mom. And so the Taekwondo school actually put on the memorial service for my mom there at the Taekwondo school.
Pretty cool.
And so, yeah.
Right.
And then I started selling crack cocaine.
That's not funny. But I was thinking
It kind of is.
it's
No, but
hilarious.
I mean,
that
it's
was your transition was great, sir.
Yeah.
How do we just now find that? Like, sir,
been a
I've
known
been very
thing.
close to you for a long time.
It's been a known thing. Matter of fact, you just don't recall. I actually brought the single picture that I have available from those days.
I have seen that. I have seen the picture of black belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Repeat what you held
The
first.
belt.
And, the belts.
So, well, no, this is just like, so they would do like these top 10 in the, youth division because I
Yeah.
was a kid. Yeah, they called it junior, basically, and it was a national Taekwondo, basically. They determined it based on the amount of trophies that you would get at competitions.
Okay.
And so I was first in forms, which in Taekwondo you have a form that you are supposed to learn and demonstrate of movements in each belt category.
Okay.
Right. So you have a white belt form, blue
Yep.
belt, yellow belt. You know what I mean?
And it's getting higher. all the way.
Yeah. And so whenever we'd go to competitions, I would always do really well with those. My secret was my mom would starch my uniform so much that every time I would kick, it would like pop. And so like it would just leave a lasting impression on like the judges. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
Like, this is a true story. I mean, like there's people that can verify this.
Oh, I
information.
understand.
You can
that
take
out.
the boy out of Texas, but you can't take Texas out of the boy. They starching his uniform.
No,
He's the
no,
only
no,
man
no.
out there in a gi brought to you by Wranglers.
Well, no,
Man.
no.
You know.
What, like he says, because I was in the military, okay, and I starched my fatigue so bad that to this day I don't have any hair on my legs. Okay, because it's so,
Can
it rubs
confirm.
it off.
Can confirm.
Okay,
So
it's
when he kicked, like he said, I can imagine the pop it did give.
and that stuff's made out of like canvas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
And so, all right. And then free design is where you create your own form, right? So you
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
You become an artist.
you create your own form and then you demonstrate it at the competition.
And you won first in that, right?
First in that in the
Okay.
nation.
Yeah.
And then
In
sparring.
the nation.
I like
And then
I like the
sparring
footnote.
was like, where you put on gear and you spar. It's a point system and everything like that. And so I was number 3 in the nation. And 2 of the guys that was on my Taekwondo team were number 1 and 2.
Oh.
So on our Taekwondo team, we had 1, 2, and 3 in the nation, all there. Matter of fact, one of them was in my wedding when I got married in October. His family took me in and took care of me and stuff for years.
Rucker, do you know what make the best neighbors?
What makes the best neighbors?
Mm-hmm.
Quiet ones.
A good fence. You know what's better than building a fence out of dead wood?
Ooh, live wood.
There you go.
Live wood.
Building it out of
Trees.
live wood. Yeah.
Yes.
And you can do that with our friends at Fast Growing Trees. If you want shrubs to protect you from your neighbors, I say protect, but kind of shelter you in place, do a little thing. You want shrubs, you want trees, you want bushes, you want grass. They got you. Whatever you want, they got you. And that's what's cool because, like, I planted the persimmon trees. I got one for each of the boys. I like a way to give back to wildlife. All the wildlife come eat the persimmons when they're ready in a few years. All the things. It's our way of giving back, and it's really cool. And not to mention, I don't know if you married now.
Yep.
At some point, your wife's going to say, we need new bushes.
Mm-hmm.
We need new plants. Look, you know how expensive that is?
Oh.
It's a heck of a lot cheaper if you go to fastgrowingtrees.com, though, because they can help you out. You can type in you're in Louisiana. They can tell you what grows here, what doesn't grow here. So if you're like, man, that's really cool, but it don't grow here, don't waste your money.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's useful.
So there you go. Look, they have everything you could possibly want, like fruit trees, palm trees, evergreens, houseplants, and so much more. Whatever you're interested in, they have it for you. Find the perfect fit for your climate and space. Fast Growing Trees makes it easy to order online, and your plants are shipped directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. And along with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee, they offer free plant consultation forever. So they got you can grow lemons on your front porch. You can grow them in the kitchen. You can grow avocados, olives, figs, whatever you want. You can just go shopping right there. You can go, I say, hey, we ain't got to go to the grocery store. Just go pick you a Meyer lemon right off the tree right there. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. You don't have to drive around the nursery. Save yourself time. Save yourself some money. And their in-house experts are always ready 24/7 to help you out. And look, this spring, they have the best deals online, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners to our show get an additional 15% off their first purchase when using the code
Duck.
at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code
Duck.
at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com code.
Duck.
Offers valid for a limited time. Tell them we sent you.
That's it.
And now the burning question we all have, do you remember any of it?
I mean, I got some muscle memory, but
I mean, if I put this cup on that table, can you kick it?
it ain't going to look good.
His form not be up to par.
I mean, this was a very long time ago.
But when you earn a black belt, are you a black belt forever? Or can you lose it?
Well, so if you spend technically, but from my understanding, right? So I've been out of it for, over a decade, easily 2 decades.
I say you've been running around here for a decade.
You know what I
ain't
mean?
Seen you chop suey nothing.
So if you go back, essentially, I wouldn't still be a black belt.
Okay.
I would have to.
You start back over.
You're starting over.
I don't know if you start over because you still have the fundamentals, that a white belt would have, but.
No, big dog.
I would think that would be kind of like riding a bicycle. You've learned it. Okay. You may not be in top form when you've done it, but you would still have a lot of it.
Well, it's so
all
right. So after, after I got out of prison, and then me and my kid's mom was moving all over Texas. At one period of time, we actually went back to Humble, which is right outside of Houston, and she was staying with her mom, and I was staying with the family that took me in during my taekwondo years house, and they were still actively going to taekwondo. And so I went up there after several years going to prison and everything else, went up there just to say hi to my old instructor and stuff, who was actually the only person that wrote me a letter while I was incarcerated. He was the only person that ever wrote me a letter.
I communicated with you after.
And so I went up there, and it was like, hey, why don't you put on some gear and spar with us, right? And I did some stuff. He's like, man, you got good muscle memory. And, so I mean, but, that's in the martial arts, right? Some of this stuff, whenever Jay said, hey, don't tell nobody about that, because in jiu-jitsu, every martial arts, there's a kind of this unspoken kind of negative outlook on a different form of martial arts, right?
Yeah.
So
y'all all think y'all's is the best.
Well, yeah,
correct.
it's the best.
Right.
Yeah.
To some degree. And in saying that, some of them just do not blend well, right? So hand and foot combat does not blend well with grappling and submission work. So, because the reality is, yeah, I can punch you in the face, but if you get me on the ground, I'm toast. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because you wasn't trained for that.
No, which is actually how I cracked my rib, was because I'm accustomed to guarding my face.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, if you guard your face, they're going to isolate your arm.
Oh
He
yeah.
isolated my arm, put it to the mat, jumped across my body, he's not a small human,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Who?
David Martinez,
Oh yeah.
Big guy.
right?
Plus
And so
he's got a what?
yeah, he's a purple belt. I mean, he
Purple
knows
belt.
his stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and so he jumps across my body and I cracked the rib.
You
But-
chose to fight Martinez?
Let me tell you something about me, okay? Let me tell you something about me.
This isn't going to come across as like neat, by the way.
No. Like, I'll say this, man. Through the life that I've lived, my days of being scared of another man are far behind me. I don't care. I'll get beat up to prove I ain't scared of nobody.
I'm not. There's a difference between being smart and being scared.
No, I never said I was smart.
Okay.
I never said I was smart.
That's fine. As
No,
long
no,
as
no,
you're
no.
like, hey,
Oh.
I ain't scared and I'm
Oh.
kind of dumb.
Y'all
No. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but y'all said something here. Okay, hey,
I
look,
support you.
If you don't fear something, you're not smart.
yeah.
Okay, fear is a healthy thing God gave us.
Oh, yeah. I agree
Okay,
with you.
but hey, when I was saying light or heavy, here's my question because of your lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and all the experiences you've had in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the most important thing to life? No,
I get it.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. You knock this one out.
no, because
Hey,
that's
next
why I
time on
said-
Unashamed.
Hey,
Yeah.
I want to hear
Wow.
his take on this. Okay,
I like that, though. I
Okay,
like
what's
that.
the most important thing in life?
Yeah.
That's an easy answer,
Yeah.
by the way. Don't mess
That's
this one up.
actually an easy answer. The most important thing in your life is your relationship to the Creator. Your relationship to the Creator. And here's the reason why it's the most important thing. Because this life is nothing but a vapor, right?
Yep.
The only thing that truly matters is who's your master, how you love him, and your understanding of him loving you and spending an eternity in heaven because of the sacrifice of Jesus. In essence, nothing else really matters, right? So whenever I was a kid, I remember I was supposed to fight this other kid. His name was Greg. He's a little bit older than me, but I was scared to death. I did not want to fight Greg, right? And Greg showed up at my buddy's house and was like, "No, we're fighting." And I was like, "Nope, I ain't doing it." And I stood in his driveway. He was like, "Nope, I ain't doing it. Nope, I ain't doing it." And everybody around me basically, they criticized me. Like, it was the worst feeling in the world. It's worse than getting beat up, is to know that there's some opposition out there and you are too afraid to take a step towards it, right? Now, this is a lesson in just about anything. Most people's massive pursuit of comfort and their inability to face opposition is the reason why their life is in shambles, right? We have to be willing to face opposition with the confidence of knowing who our Creator is in order to grow and achieve something. None of us would be sitting here today if we just let the fear of what could happen keep us from forward progress. None of us would be here.
Oh, preaching.
And so,
I'm about to become a second on Rucker's show.
well, it's so
This is way easier.
Well,
I love it.
So what I'm saying is, after feeling how I felt by not going out there and fighting Greg, the next guy's name was Bud, right? And Bud was like the golden gloves of the hood. Like, Bud beat up everybody.
okay, yeah,
He'd beat up older kids and everything else.
he was the man.
And one day,
A Debo, if you will.
yeah, no, for sure. And skinny, I mean, like, people talk about size. I'm telling you, some dude, it just don't matter, right? If
When
you
you're
got
bad,
it, you got
when
it.
you're bad, you're bad.
Right.
Climb you like a cat squirrel.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I remember two dudes tried to jump him in the gas station and they were cleaning up both them dudes' blood. Like, I mean, like, dude he just got it.
Yeah, worst whooping I ever got, somebody about half my size. This is a good one, too.
Well,
yeah.
no. That's why, hey, don't judge a book by its cover.
Hey, be fair, though. He hit me first.
Well, hey, I'm just saying.
I never started one.
Yeah.
So anyways, right? Like, so Bud me and him got into it at the bus stop one day, and Bud beat me up.
Beat the tar out of you, didn't he?
Oh man,
Yeah.
he beat me up. He beat me up good. Had me crying. And I said, I'm gonna fight this dude every single day until eventually I beat him up.
You whoop him.
Until eventually I whoop him.
When you
Right.
take on Bud again?
Every single day, the next morning.
No, I'm talking about now.
Like what I take, I think he's dead. Actually,
Oh.
I mean,
I was going to say, I was just trying to figure out. I was really making kind of a clever joke of you still ain't whooped him, but
no, I eventually got him.
oh, there you
Eventually
go.
got him.
Caught him more down. Yeah. Johnny D, how's this quote unquote diet treating you?
You know what the trick is? Move more, eat healthier.
How you eating healthier?
The easiest ways with Factor Meals. Rucker,
Mm.
I'm telling you, you'd love this. You're busy. You got a lot going on.
Yep.
You got a son playing 8th grade golf. You go take him to school. You got people coming to your office.
Yep.
But with Factor Meals, they're bringing lunch to you, and it's good and it's healthy. It's delicious is the best part, but it's really healthy for you is the second best part.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, and the cool thing is they got 35 options a week to choose from. So you go in there, pick what you want, go shopping. I highly recommend any of the pork chops and most of the chicken. I'm not even gonna lie. Those have always been my favorite, and
They got a new Mama's Beef lasagna bowl with Parmesan
Oh.
zucchini.
I'm interested.
Can't
Ooh.
wait.
Love all the things
Oh,
right there.
It's all so good. And Martin, you know what they got? Poblano cream chicken thighs.
Oh, praise
Oh,
Jesus.
sign me up.
Amen. Look, and you get chef prepared meals that are ready in 2 minutes or less with Factor's ready to eat meals, so you can get back to doing what you love this spring. If you're like, man, I want to eat something gourmet, they got you. They got you. You can get stuff like filet mignon, shrimp, truffle butter, broccolini, asparagus, no fuss, no mess. Save all the time of the prep, cook, and clean up. Simply heat and savor the good stuff tailored to your schedule. You can customize your meals, and you get the flexibility if you need to pause once you're going on vacation or you know you're going to be out. You can do that. Factor is your solution for fast, premium meals without the need for cooking. Factor is celebrating Earth Day all month long. Look out for the Earth Month Eats badge on their menu for the lowest carbon footprint meals. They really put their money where their mouth is when it comes to taking care of the planet. Look, head to factormeals.com/duck50 and use code duck50 to get 50% off your first month plus 20% off your next month.
That is a great deal, by the way.
There you go. That's code duck50 at factormeals.com/duck50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active.
So back to your my question on it. Okay, you're what you're saying is a relationship, and with Christ.
Right, because you know, it kind of goes back to that thing. His perfect power is made through my weakness, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of myself becomes the beginning of what God can do with me, right? Most of the time, whenever we are fearful of some type of opposition, that is a self-based fear, right? That don't have anything to do with circumstance. Actually, fear isn't actually rooted in anything that is literally happening. Fear is a worry or concern about something that could happen.
Yeah, like me with mountain lions.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Or with me and Snake.
You know what you should do, though?
That's my fear. Like
Every day you should go out and you should fight that mountain lion in hand-to-hand combat until eventually you win.
No, I saw Ricky Bobby try that driving with him.
No,
It didn't
yeah.
work out. He ended up putting his
the
face on the hood.
circumstances change in certain things.
Yeah.
Right.
See, my
You know?
problem with
Every one of them's different.
my problem with you boys and snakes is you bigger than a snake.
No,
Why you
yeah,
scared?
but
Why
not
you
all
scared
of
of him?
not all of them. I seen a video.
The ones you gonna run into around here, you bigger than them.
I just don't like them, man.
They sneakier than me.
I just don't
See,
like 'em.
hey, it's like he's talking about though. Okay, because me personally, I'm looking back from what he said. I don't like confrontation. Okay, and back to you, right? When everybody was looking at you when you said, no, I'm not going to fight him,
Mm-hmm.
they're thinking you're afraid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Why
was.
didn't you fight him? Was you afraid of him, or was it something total?
No, I was afraid. I was afraid of getting hurt. I mean, really.
If you scared, say you scared.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like I legitimately was afraid.
Okay.
Scared.
Okay.
But this is the thing too, right? And you got to remember, I got a lot of trauma and life experience that have taught me, different things.
And you learned something from each one.
100%.
Yeah.
And so, what I learned is that it's not actually about whether you win or lose. It's about your willingness to get in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
I
eh,
give you that.
and because you're in prison, right? There's somebody that is going to beat you up.
Oh.
Matter of fact, there's a lot of people that are going to beat you up.
If you allow it.
Well,
No. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Hey, now look, I took some butt whoopings, and I thought I wasn't allowing them, but I allowed
Well,
them.
no.
Yeah.
No. All it is that they are better at the game than you was.
Well, the rule of life is
Yeah.
there's always a bigger bear.
He's always
Oh, yeah.
somebody faster.
There's always a bigger
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, where you go, there's always a bigger bear.
yeah, and but you got to be willing to put yourself in the fight,
Yeah.
right? So C.S. Lewis said, "Whenever I die, I pray that hell rejoices, because then I'm out of the fight." It's like, who's in more danger, the persecuted or the comfortable? Either I'm in the fight, I'm strapping up, getting ready, going in there, putting myself in a situation that I'm probably going to take some losses in, but I'm actively participating in what is going on.
You're
or,
actually in the game.
or
in
I'm
other words.
standing on the sidelines and I'm going to be just as close to falling victim to the circumstances as a person that's in the fight.
I'm with you.
No. Yeah.
It's a metaphor.
At least you're.
Except he actually fought.
That's like, okay, are you living? Or are you already dead? You're here, but you're not involved in nothing.
Basically, I say all that to say, like, I just, it's not necessarily that I don't encounter a person and I'm like, hey, this is going to hurt a lot. This is going to suck. But I'm more afraid of saying I wasn't willing to go in there than to like go in there and get beat up. You get what I'm saying?
No regrets, if you will.
A coach, I was watching a show the other day, and it was about Coach Kay Yao, basketball coach, woman.
Oh.
Okay, and she said,
I thought you
she
really
said
just
this.
screwed up the Duke basketball coach's
No,
name.
no,
I
no.
was
But
like,
hey, she said this, and the kids that played for her wore it on their tennis shoes. Life's gonna kick you. And then the other shoe on the other side, it says, but make sure it kicks you forward.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you don't, you're not, just like you and the guy, that you was fighting and was afraid to fight him. Well, here's my question for you. What was tougher? Actually not fighting him, or go ahead when you had finally fought him and you may got whooped, or he won, you won?
No, it's way tougher to not, like, in those situations, right? Then this doesn't necessarily apply to every aspect of life, right?
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes it is just dumb and you're going to cause yourself a lot of pain, which I've done that plenty of times.
And sometimes you don't have a choice because it's forced on you.
Right, exactly. But, in that situation and in situations similar to it, it is way more agonizing to deal with the
what if?
what if or the humiliation.
Yeah, you didn't accept the challenge.
of
You were
not-
challenged.
of not going out there.
Yeah.
And so, again, it's just about, like, are you willing to get into the fight? And, for me, whenever I say I'm not really afraid of a man, I'm not afraid of a man. But snakes make me pretty nervous. Heights make me pretty nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, whenever it comes to, like, oh, this dude, don't fight that guy because he's A, B, C, and D, whatever. Like, whatever, man. You're just a dude. You're probably going to hurt me, but that's okay. You'll never be able to say that I was too afraid to get in there with you. Is it smart? No. Does it hurt? Yes.
So like Mike Tyson versus Brian Rucker.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
You going to glove up?
To prove a point, I'm going to go in there and
So
get
you going to
knocked out.
die just to say I wasn't afraid.
You're probably not going to die.
If Mike Tyson punched you in the face
No.
for 3 minutes,
He wouldn't have to.
It wouldn't last 3 minutes. He punched me one time and it'd be over.
Yeah. Even with headgear, I mean, I got a pretty good chin, but I still think Tyson knocked me out with one good one.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With headgear,
If he pounds Rucker's face in,
But
he
like,
ain't going to.
you're just saying
Martin,
About
one is gone and he's asleep.
John David, how many fist fights have you been in?
3 or 4.
Okay.
Didn't have to. I talked my way out of them.
But like what I'm saying is,
or talk your buddies into it.
Hey.
There's a lot of
And
ways.
then
to
I
do
just
that.
step back and watch.
See.
You see, some people aren't afraid and they're dumb. Some people are afraid and they're smart. You got to, if you're going to be dumb, you have to be tough. If you're smart,
I kind of towed that line between the two, but I always ended
Well,
up.
that's what I'm saying.
I always ended up in the middle of the meat popping.
Where I come from, you don't get the option to not get out there. Doesn't care if it's Mike Tyson, Hercules, or whatever. You got to go. You got to go.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Well, hey, kids, go out there and punch somebody in the mouth.
No,
We're
kids.
rooting for you.
No, he didn't ever say be the aggressor.
No.
He said don't back down from a challenge.
Don't back down from a challenge.
He didn't
say.
He didn't say go be the aggressor. There's a difference.
This is what my mom used to tell me.
Okay.
She said, "You better not ever start anything, but if somebody starts it with you, you better finish it."
Yeah, I live by that
for
too. The
that.
only
Hey.
problem is a few of them finish me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's
But you're gonna take some L's in life.
Yeah.
that's it. I've lost way more fights than I've won.
Yeah.
But
I ain't-
hey,
Mm.
I mean,
I ain't lost more.
I wasn't getting any fights. I was losing. I was running away from them.
Yeah. I ain't lost more, but I've taken plenty of L's. But if anybody that tells you they ain't, well, get away from them because they a pathological liar.
yeah.
What?
And I'm not
Look,
talking. I'm not
some
talking
people
about.
don't
I'm
gotta
not
fight,
talking,
though.
I'm not talking about hand-to-hand combat exclusively. I'm talking about people. I worked here and worked there and did this and did that. Well, then why are you here?
Yeah.
If you are that good,
Yeah. How did you end
why
up
are
here?
you here?
Yeah.
Because I landscape yards. I worked at Tanner Peters, and now I'm general manager of Duck Commander. I ain't done a whole lot in my life,
I'm at 3.
but I've stayed committed everywhere I've been.
Right.
Like I was there for the long haul because that's just the kind of person I am. But I'm just saying, you're gonna take L's in life, and that's fine.
You have to. They're
Yeah.
necessary.
I once played
necessary for
basketball
growth.
against Charles Scott, running back, Philadelphia
I played
Eagles.
basketball with you bunch of idiots
That was
in the
an
church
L.
league. That was dumb.
You know what it's like for a bunch of private school Christian white kids to head to J. Hodge and play basketball?
Yeah.
You get whooped.
Right.
And they were on a mission from the jump. They said, we're going to score 100. And I was like, I'm going to try and stop you, but I know I can't.
Hey, do you know
And I
back?
still went out there.
But that's what I'm
And I
saying.
got dunked on the news.
Do you know back in the day how dumb it was for West Monroe High School to play LSU High School? I mean, Evangel.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of them boys played pro, and we out there. Ain't none of us went pro. We's out there slinging hay bales next Saturday, trying to make $15. So we go get us a little bit of beer money. But that's
Oh,
not.
boy.
That's
Oh,
neither
boy.
here nor
we go.
there.
Boy, that was
But
the
I'm-
most West Monroe
That was
statement
the-
I've ever
Well, I'm
heard in
just
my
saying.
life.
But what I'm telling you is,
Rucker didn't grow up like that.
Them
That was
boys-
West
I mean,
Monroe.
there's similar aspects.
Yeah.
in
yeah,
that, you know,
that- he
bales
was
and
slinging
beer
different. He
money.
was slinging
we
different.
were slinging
bales,
different bales.
But we slinging hay bales and doing all that. For,
We had
you
to
know,
get our
try,
bales from Jose.
try to go sneak us somebody to overpay for some Bud Light because we thought it was cool. That's fine. Not a big deal. But them boys at Evangel the next day were working out, doing all the things. And we was out there trying to, scarf up, smoke a cigarette butt because, that's what you did. Like, I mean, you
So,
just trying to, it's a different time, but we wasn't scared. We strapping pads on.
Yeah.
We about to get, I mean, I'm looking across from this old boy. He's already committed to LSU. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, he is about to whoop me for 48 minutes.
Yeah.
But dadgummit, he's going to know I was here.
That's
He didn't know I was there till like the third play because the first two, he went around me. I was like, well, that's a bad deal.
That's a bad deal.
I'm going to have to try something different because this ain't working.
It's a basic principle, right? Like, so just take me doing jiu-jitsu, right? The sole reason I'm doing jiu-jitsu is
we think you can't?
It's going to be extremely hard.
Oh.
I'm going to suck at it and get beat up for a very long time.
We got a truth sayer in here now.
Welcome. Jay Stone just
Jay
walked
Stone.
in.
Oh, we just talking about life, Stone.
Yeah.
It ain't no, but
We're talking about getting knocked out. Well, I guess I didn't grow up where I literally had to fight people.
Yeah.
But I
hold on. I'm going to step out for a second.
I coulda
and let
quit
the, and let
and
the coach in. No, come on in here.
John, we've been talking.
What's up? Me and
Dude.
Stone have gotten real close over the past few weeks. You know?
So he's telling us about taekwondo and jujitsu
He says real close. He really means real
Like
close.
physically.
physically.
Yeah.
Have y'all grappled?
Yeah. I mean, he's done stuff. I've been there to get choked. But, I mean,
How's he doing though?
that's the name of the game.
On a real note, because Rucker, I mean this with all sincerity and love. You have a little bit of Uncle Si in you. So when you tell stories, I'm like 95%, 80% truthful.
You're asking me how he's doing?
Yeah. So I want.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
He's got a sharp mind, and he soaks in the information well,
Okay.
but his cardio is lacking.
Cardio.
which we knew going into this.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
as
Which
someone
which is not that's not an
That
amazing
ain't a surprise.
that's not a surprise.
as someone who had a doctor look at him and say, "You need to lose 30 pounds," and Stone had me at his house,
Yeah.
he once looked at me and said, your motor's there, but your cardio is lacking and your core is weak."
yeah.
Weak core.
That's
Yeah.
what he told me.
No, but I will say this: the man keeps coming back, and that's what it takes. It takes humility, and it takes a willingness to learn and be humbled over and over and
Well,
over.
you wasn't here. I asked a question, okay,
Yeah.
about what is the secret to life,
Uh-huh.
okay, and he went off on his little deal about, okay,
Fighting people.
I'm not afraid of any man,
Yeah.
and basically what it actually boils down to is, okay, are you living your life or are you on the sidelines and life is just passing you by?
You sitting in a recliner
Yeah.
with a remote. in
You're
your
on
hand.
you're on the sidelines, and no matter what happens in the game, you just kind of, no, I'm not involved.
You shy away from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, so when
So
you
you've
walk
got
in,
to comfort. You got to you got to get in the game.
well, when you walked in, we were talking about like the reason why I'm doing jujitsu is because I know I suck at it. I know it's going to be really hard. I know I'm going to get beat up. Like those are the reasons why I'm driven to do it, is because adversity breeds advancement. If you want to have advancements in life, you got to face adversity. And I'll tell you, life was getting pretty comfortable sitting at that desk just planning stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I go to CrossFit and that's hard and everything else, but I really thrive in situations that involve some type of like,
Interaction.
well, not even just but like
Altercation?
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? Like I really enjoy like having a some type of joust. You know what I mean? And so, huh?
Martin said you need twins.
Martin said you needed twins.
What's no? What's
There's
what's
a joust for you.
Hey, what's the
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu motto?
The motto?
Yeah, about you what you're doing is honing and sharpening your skills.
Well, there's a lot of mottos people use, but the main lesson that he'll get from jiu-jitsu is how to stay calm in a very difficult situation.
Uncomfortable situation.
Right.
I feel like Rucker would have that in his repertoire as well.
Not yet. It's going to take a few years.
I meant from like the streets.
Well, yeah, but that's a totally different thing,
Yeah.
and he can attest to it. You know, we had a nice round the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been working on stuff. I've been trying to help you along, but the other day, I thought I'd let you know how it felt.
Yeah.
That when David started with me,
Yeah.
he started that way. By the way, my best friend liked to kill me my first day.
Mm-hmm.
It was brutal. Brutal. But that's the way that people starting out. That's the way they learn.
Well,
They get smashed. They can't breathe. They don't know how to get out. They don't know what to do. They panic. They fell around. They use all their strength. And guess what? After about 30 seconds, there's nothing left. And you're helpless. And there's nothing you can do except take your butt whipping and come back the next time.
Yeah, and I'm good. Sign me up. Here's the
He's
thing.
excited about butt whooping.
No, dude,
Oh.
I've been getting,
Oh, he can take it well.
dude, I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
I mean, go to prison, okay?
No, thank you.
I'm just saying.
What?
Hey,
Hard
kids,
pass.
kids, I'm not advocating for felony convictions, but all I'm saying is you learn how to face somebody that you know that's going to beat you in a way to where you learn.
That's right.
Like that.
that was what I was going to say.
I'm
all
good.
All of this that you're talking about going through is so that you can learn and become better.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to hurt, and that's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay.
You gonna
Okay,
have a,
well,
you gonna have
that's-
a rib pop out?
What started it is he was like, "Who's the guy that cracked your rib?" I said, "David Martinez." He goes, "Why would you do that?" I said, "I'm just like I knew going into it this is gonna hurt."
David's
I
not
do-
one I would have like. I'd have been like, you know what? I'll start with you. I'd have been like,
But David didn't do it. He did it. He did it
Yeah.
to himself.
Bingo.
Ah.
Bingo.
That's the way it works.
See, you didn't tell me that part.
I told you I started guarding up high because I'm used to guarding my face.
Yeah.
And my dude jumped across my body. Very simple. You know what I'm saying? Like it's totally on. It's my lack of knowledge that did it.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Back to that. Okay.
That and don't do a CrossFit workout with kettlebells and push-ups an hour before you go up there.
No.
Bad move.
Bad deal.
That's
Bad
not-
move.
Because I'm learning. I watched shows with him, okay, and it's all the masters. Okay, they're masters of their craft.
He's talking about UFC 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Hoist Gracie.
No,
Hoist
taekwondo,
Yeah.
karate, jiu-jitsu, all that. Okay, they all are geared differently on what they teach.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think jiu-jitsu, with my limited knowledge of all of them, I just know this: when they run up on a jitsu master, all the rest of the masters said they tapped out. Because this is just a personal question with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think if they ever incarcerated me, I think I'd die. I'm serious.
Well, they have medical units. So
Well,
they
no,
keep
I'm
you alive.
saying, that's got to be, somebody locking doors behind me. How do you deal with that? And like you got 5 years to do.
Well, try being 18 and thinking you're in there the rest of your life, right? Like, I mean, really, like we talk about it, but the psychological trauma that I experienced trying to wrap my mind around that was very heavy. And it affected me for years. And in some subtle ways, even with the spiritual healing and, the therapy that I've had and everything like that, it still affects me in certain aspects. Just that kind of stuff has a lasting impact on you.
Well, it made him tough. I know that. Well,
No, because the reason I asked this, I actually had a friend of mine in Oklahoma ask me to go preach to a man that's incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I'm going in the sheriff's department, they're locking keys behind us everywhere we go.
Mm-hmm.
And when I come out of there, I was so glad, okay, because I just, and now I know why when I was in Europe that everybody was saying, oh, you need to go behind the Iron Curtain just to experience it. And I said, no. I would always just say no, but I didn't really know the reason why. Well, when I went to that jailhouse, I know the reason why. I don't want to walk in anywhere, so somebody else has got a big iron key, and they're locking an iron gate behind me.
But there's another component to that, right? Like, yes, in actuality, that's a lot to deal with, and it's very difficult. But yet, I know guys that are sitting on death row right now that live in more freedom than most of us because of their relationship with Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And so there's this aspect of it to where, like, if I get into a relationship with Christ in a way to where I no longer live for this world, but yet I live for eternity with him, then none of the current circumstances affect anything. The Apostle Paul was a master at this.
Well, saying, hey, all of this are surrounding you is temporary.
Happiness is external, joy is internal.
The reason I
That's
asked
right.
you the question to start with was just what, and you've answered questions I wanted to know personally.
Hey, cracked rib.
Yeah.
They say it takes 7 to 8 weeks. Your boy was back in 3.
3 weeks, he's back.
We
He was
come.
back.
Wheezing.
Yeah, wheezing. I'm still wheezing, but that's
Well,
just
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a double cheeseburger, not the ribs.
So this is called the rear naked choke. Okay, but we're wearing clothes for this one.
Praise God.
Now, what my goal is to get my elbow directly under his chin. Uncle Si's talked about the carotid arteries.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, my doctor, Dr. Hamlin, was giving me a physical examination. He put his thumb against my artery on my neck, and he had it in between 2 vertebrae. And look, I'm passing out, and it literally scared Dr. Hamlin bad. Okay, so that thing about, hey, pressure points, they work. Okay.
So the problem, a lot of times, when you go to grab somebody around the neck and choke them, they don't want you to do it, right? So they're going to tuck their chin, and when they tuck that chin, I'm just going to take my knuckle, and I'm going to start right underneath his jawline, right here. I'm just going to dig it under until I get about right there. Then I'm going to open my hand up. So I'm in pretty good shape now. Now I want to shoot my arm as far as I can. I want my elbow directly under his chin. I can do that. I can do this with one arm sometimes. Trap this wrist. Lat choke, one arm. Or pull this out. Control your own bicep. We'll weave in behind the head. Grab your own bicep. And we're just going to squeeze our elbows together and crunch.
And if you don't tap out,
No, you're going out.
you're gonna pass out.
So both of those carotids.
And I mean, hey, that's gonna happen in probably less than 3 seconds.
And this tough on Rucker because he ain't got much of a neck.
Yeah.
On a mildly different subject, I want to know y'all's take on that. I had a weird happening last night. So
Was it happening?
Yeah, I got home and I could tell that the boys. Well, I didn't even have to get home because I got the text before I got home.
You got
from-
the text that said, get home?
No, not get home. I got the text that said, "When you get home, Jackson is all yours. He's mentally and physically abused everybody in this house today, including the dog."
That is great.
And so
I get that text sometimes.
I was like, okay, not a problem. So I get home, I can tell Mama's, she had enough for a
Yeah,
Monday.
she fed up. She done.
She had enough. So I said,
Yeah.
you know what I'm doing? I'm going to be a good guy. I said, you go get in the bed, give me the monitors, and I'm going to sleep on the couch. That way, you get a full
you a
night
good night's
of
sleep.
unadulterated sleep, monitor free, no nothing. So I'm laying there at about 10 o'clock. And in their playroom, which is right next to our living room, I hear one of their toys go off.
They've escaped.
And I'm like, no, ain't nobody escaped. But I'm just like, because I'm looking at the monitor, I'm like, okay, we're all good. And I'm just sitting there thinking, why is that toy going off? Like, what? There ain't nobody in that room.
Mhm.
Or I hope not. I don't have a camera in there.
Yeah.
But I did come to the conclusion of I ain't going to die in a scary movie because when I hear the noise, I don't go look. I just sit there. The people that go look are the ones that get hurt.
Rucker, what would you have done?
I would have went and checked it out. But
Thank you. You
See?
preached a whole thing about not being scared of nothing, so you better go on and check.
but
Well, I wasn't scared. I just didn't want to die.
but
I was trying to get the reaction out of Hunter on that one.
in the context of a scary movie,
Yeah.
you run away from. Now there's different. Okay, if you're in a situation and you hear a chainsaw just start up in the middle of the woods,
Yeah. Run.
probably don't run to that.
Yeah, you run
Get
away
what I'm
from
saying?
that.
Like,
yeah.
I thought you might say, you know what? Not scared.
no,
At least I ain't chicken.
no.
I'll keep on going with it.
Again, there's context and different. There's
I just thought you were
See, it's-
Leroy Jenkins and everything, but I
Nah,
like
nah.
to hear it.
So the toy is actually their little, what do they call them now? It's not little tykes anymore, little people. I don't think they call them tykes anymore. They call them
Little cars? They
No,
sit
like
on ride?
No, it's a little fire truck.
Oh, little
That's
fire
got-
truck.
Yeah, that's got a fireman on the front and a fireman on the back.
Mm.
That's what was making the racket. I was like, man, that's weird because you got to like push a button on it. I mean, I know I play with it.
Ghost.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Could be. I don't really know what it was.
Is the whole story that
Well,
you
how-
never
how
went and
was it?
looked?
No, I never went and looked.
How was it
Why would
turned
you?
on?
Whoa,
Why would you go look?
Because what if your kids had escaped the look?
Well, hey, you ain't even got to the weirdest part of this story, which is coming.
No, that's actually pretty normal what he's talking about right now.
Yeah.
So 20 minutes go by.
your toys just make noises? That's
Yes.
This
normal?
toy,
Yes.
this toy's still making noise, right?
Yes, they do.
As
No,
an
it
Astros
run through
fan,
its-
your part of Houston's
Okay.
totally
Okay.
different. than
It run
anything I
through
heard.
its little progression of racket, and
Yeah.
then it was over.
You know,
I was
okay.
like, okay, whatever. 20 minutes later, I'm laying there on the couch. I got the monitor right by my head. My phone starts going off, all that. I look, and it's the United Automation people that have the fire system here. And I'm like, I ain't answering that mess, whatever. There's other people on that list. They can get that call.
Guess I'm off of it.
Yeah. Well, this is a different one. See, this is a different list. This
I
isn't just
still
our,
Yeah,
get the
that's-
calls it does.
this isn't our security system. No, you still on that one, big dog. I ain't taking you off.
Every time a
But-
rat moves in this building, and it's like,
Which is
hey, let's
often.
call John David and let him know. I'm like, I don't care.
Well, as soon as that one quits ringing, my phone starts again. I look, I'm like, okay, that's a number I got to answer. I didn't know whose it was. I just knew. I was like, I better answer this one. This is the Washita Parish Fire Department.
Mm.
I was like, okay.
It was their truck?
It wasn't their truck. But they were dispatching 3 units to Duck Commander because of smoke alarms, various smoke alarms going off inside Duck Commander, and they needed somebody to guarantee entry into the building.
Mm.
I said, so I guess you need me to go. And she was like, I sure do. I said, well, here I come.
That side door's glass.
At 10:30 at night with twin, you asleep. You ain't out there up to no good. You
That's right.
sleeping. But I just thought it was weird. I get here, it's the spray foam people doing whatever Hunter and them need to be done in this other room. And they took the deal off the covers and the whatever. So fire alarm. There are 3 fire trucks at this place.
Mm.
And I'm like, what in the world?
What?
But how come the toy that went off was a fire truck too?
Oh,
And then
kind of like a premonition type thing.
well,
Like-
Yeah.
you know what I was watching
Yeah.
before I would turn TV off?
huh.
Final Destination.
Mm.
And Black Panthers aren't real.
Well, so I mean,
What'd he
there's
say? I can't even hear.
He doesn't know how to work the microphones, and it's his one job. You keep saying stuff, and we can't hear you, Hunter.
Hunter, fix the audio and post.
Hunter, fix it.
A poltergeist. What's
We
a
don't know what that
poltergeist?
means.
That's a ghost.
Hunter.
that's a ghost.
Hold on.
I can barely spell taekwondo. I certainly can't spell
No.
poltergeist.
No idea.
I know what it is. It's a ghost.
It's
Martin.
a ghost?
Martin, I need to say something, though.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
like you. About, hey, I ain't going to check.
I don't know. I am.
But there is a strong possibility that your children have reached the diabolical age of cribs can't hold them back.
That's right.
No, they still in them sleep sacks. They can't climb in them sacks. Now, when they outgrow them sacks, we in a bind.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a
Because
bad
they
deal.
are climbers.
It's
Yeah.
a bad deal.
Yeah,
They're
well,
and they
climbing.
probably-
Wake up and they're touching you.
Yeah,
Are they
they're-
long?
looking at ya.
They long? They tall?
Yeah,
For the yeah.
genetics, man.
Have you met Brittany or
That's
Ann
why.
Martin?
That's why I assumed.
Yeah, genetics.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
own that long bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are.
Yeah.
Them kids are gonna be like 6'8".
But there's another like, okay, so I get you don't go to it in certain situations, but that changes depending on who's there, right? So this situation, there's something that sounds very dangerous. If I'm by myself, I don't go to it. If my kids and my family's there, you go to it, right? So there's different.
No, see, like right now,
He said,
see,
no,
like
he
right
ain't
now,
going.
even when I'm in another room and I hear a big thud, I'm like, I just wait for the cry
Yeah.
to see just how bad it was.
Yeah.
And if I don't hear nothing, I'm like, lesson learned. If I hear something, I'm like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But I did think it was weird. The fire truck toy
Yeah.
led to a call
It
from the
is
fire
a fire
department.
call. Yeah.
And then I come up here and there's 3 fire trucks, and then I go back home and I can't go to sleep till like 1:30. So I'm running on fumes today, but we'll be all right.
You look good though.
I feel
you
good.
look great.
You
look
feel
good.
good. You podcast.
But
good.
but that is interesting. It's
Feel
like,
good.
is it a premonition? Like, what's the chances? Odd coincidence?
yeah, out of all the
Is there-
toys in there, why was
Yeah.
it their
Why
fire
the
truck?
fire truck?
Yeah, and
Oh,
then the
yeah,
fire
man,
department
that's
called me.
Because my first question was, wait a minute, that has a button on it, and someone has to touch it
2
to
buttons.
make it run.
Yeah,
Y'all don't.
That's
wanna
what
have
would have
that.
been going on in my mind. Is
I just figured it was Dad
who
coming
pushed
around,
the-
creeping
who
around.
pushed the fire
you know.
truck.
I figure it's Dad's spirit coming around, hanging out, checking on
Just
the boys.
messing with you?
Just checking on the boys. He liked to scare people his whole life. He's one of them like to hide around corners, jump out on you,
Question.
even as a kid.
Question. It matters.
Go ahead.
Did the fire truck toy wake you up?
No, I
You was
was
already awake.
I was in the process of going to sleep. I was like right in that kind of fog of
Yeah.
Do
I'm
you
about
sleep
to go
heavy?
to
Like
sleep.
if you're out, you're
Oh,
out.
if I'd have been out, I'd have never heard that fire truck.
And them Duck Commander would have burnt down.
There it is.
Well, send us that Rucker. You got a verse on your mind, or
I got one if you don't.
Come on.
go ahead.
Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. All who rage against you will surely be ashamed and disgraced. Those who oppose you will be as nothing and perish. Kind of weird metaphors with all the fighting for me today, but I think that's the point Rucker was trying to make the whole time. You can't stop the boy because he's got Jesus Christ on his side.
Amen.
And he fears nothing because he knows who he is and who he belongs to and where he's going.
And we are guaranteed to take L's in life,
Yeah, man.
but we win
That's
in
what-
the end.
It's
a war
not about
has
the
already
losses
been
of
fought
today.
and won.
Amen.
It's not about the losses of today.
No.
Yeah.